Boulder's top stories this week: the public votes on Boulder's energy future and city council candidates, the city's transportation efforts are recognized at an international conference, and a major cycling event makes its way to Valmont Bike Park. Hi, I'm Natalie Wood. A close electoral race came to an end on Tuesday when Boulder voters approved two ballot measures allowing the city to continue to explore the possibility of forming a city-owned electric utility. Ballot Measure 2C passed with the 51.78% of the total vote. The measure authorizes the creation of a local utility as long as customer rates would be comparable to Xcel Energy's at the time of startup. A companion measure, 2B, provides the funding necessary to determine the actual costs of buying Xcel's system and starting a local utility. It passed with support from 50.27% of voters. The city attorney says that although the margins are narrow, the results are not close enough to trigger an automatic recount. And although the community is divided on the best route to take towards Boulder's energy future, Director of Community Planning and Sustainability David Driscoll says it seems everyone is working towards the same goal.
I think our community is quite divided on what's the right path to achieve our goals. I think the remarkable thing is the alignment around what those goals are. I think we heard a lot in the community discussions about wanting to clean our energy supply and move towards more renewable energy sources. There's debate about what's the best path to doing that, and whether that's through a municipal utility or by staying with Xcel or possibly some other hybrid. Those are all options that we will be looking at, but this vote gives us the authority to look in more depth at municipalization as a possible path. We're going to take the next step in exploring our options related to municipalization. There's a lot of work to be done, engineering analyses, legal processes, so it's not going to be something that happens tomorrow. It's going to be a process going forward, and we're going to continue to explore all of our options related to achieving our community's energy goals.
The vote does not mean that a city-owned electric utility is imminent or even definite, but the city is working on the next steps in charting Boulder's energy future. The process is expected to take 3 to 5 years. In the meantime, Xcel Energy will continue to provide electricity to Boulder customers. Keep visiting the city's Energy Future website for updates on the process and opportunities to get involved in the discussion. When City Council meets on November 15th, there will be 2 new faces in the group. Boulder voters elected Suzanne Jones and Tim Plass to seats that are being vacated by Susan Osborne and Crystal Gray. Voters also approved the return of 3 existing council members. Lisa Morzell and George Karakian will each serve another 4-year term. Ken Wilson will serve a 2-year term. The new council is expected to choose a mayor on the 15th. From its many bike trails to efficient bus routes, Boulder has long been a leader in its alternative transportation efforts, so it's not surprising that other cities are taking notice. Director of Public Works for Transportation, Tracy Winfrey, went to Changwon, Korea last week to present the history of transportation in Boulder at an international conference. As the only U.S. representative on the panel, Winfrey explained Boulder's many efforts in working towards accomplishing the Transportation Master Plan.
We went to the community and worked with them on the Eco-Pass program, the neighborhood pass, and even in how we design our bicycle system, the on-street lanes, the grade separations, the multi-use path system along with the greenways. So the very many choices that we have, in addition to now that we've had over 20 years worth of experience, we bike at 18 times the national average, we walk at 3 times the national average, and take the bus twice the national average, and you add all of that together, and we're using alternative transportation much more than the rest of the country.
The conference focused on eco-mobile transportation systems, and along with the honor of speaking at the event, Boulder was invited to be a founding member in the Eco-Mobility Alliance. Just a dozen cities from across the globe were chosen to be founding members. Portland, Oregon was the only other U.S. city given this opportunity. From biking to work on Boulder's numerous trails to biking recreationally at Valmont Bike Park, cyclists have many options in this town for activity. On Saturday, bike racing enthusiasts were treated to impressive views at Valmont Bike Park at the annual Cyclocross. The popular race drew crowds of spectators, all eager to see the race. The Cyclocross was held in Broomfield last year, and in fact, many years ago, it was held at Valmont before the creation of the bike park. The muddy and obstacle-heavy course featured 2.1 miles of challenging climbs, curves, sand, and stairs, making for an entertaining and dramatic show. Close to 800 cyclists were registered for the big race, and it drew in nearly 1,000 spectators. For a list of future events at Valmont Bike Park, visit bouldermountainbike.org. That's all the time we have for this week. You can connect with Inside Boulder News on Facebook by submitting news tips and questions. Just search for City of Boulder Channel 8. I'm Natalie Wood. Stick around for more Inside Boulder next.